Hi everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. A bit is back, but I'm actually not talking about books today. I have just been having a lot on my mind and I just wanted to have an open discussion and talk about the state of the world right now. And there are certain topics that I want to bring up. I will go over those topics one by one. If you've noticed on my channel, I haven't really been active. I haven't posted a video in like 4 to 5 weeks. Sorry, but I just really haven't been reading that much and I haven't really been motivated. 100% honest, I have just really gotten into K-pop and I have been watching YouTube videos of K-pop fan cams and K-pop artists dancing and watching their dance cams and watching their vlogs. Anyway, I just went down a rabbit hole of certain K-pop groups and I've just been really obsessed, and I've been on TikTok until 5 a.m. in the morning just staring at their faces because I'm like, they are not real people. That is no way that is a real person. No way. Yeah, I've just been delusional for the last 4 to 5 weeks. I haven't really been reading that much, not been in the headspace right now. I do have a video coming out. I don't know if it's gonna happen before or after I release this video, but it is going to be about The Emperor, which is a book that I had read a while back, but that's just the honest truth of what's going on in my head right now. And also, if you don't know anything about how the state of the world is right now, it is in shambles, okay? There is so much happening and so much going on, so much death, so much destruction, so much hate. Me being active on TikTok, my head is just jumbled. There is just overconsumption happening in my head and so many thoughts. I just needed to talk about it all, let it out, and I want to have this open discussion with you. This is my channel. It is something that I have talked about in the past, and I want to talk about where I stand and the cultural things happening right now as well. The things we'll discuss is what's happening in Palestine right now. We're going to talk about the Met Gala, and we're going to talk about the blackout of 2024, influencer culture, going down that little rabbit hole, how all of this connects. And I would please, after watching this video, or even as you're watching right now, I want to have an open discussion about it. If I am misinformed about anything, let me know in the comments below. Let me know what you think. Let me know your thoughts. I want to talk about it, and I feel like I need to talk about it. Let's just get right into it. I have broken up this video into different parts. It is not an organized video. Everything that I'm talking about right now is just off the dome. Let me know if I am spreading false information. We are gonna start with part 1, the Met Gala. The Met Gala is a charity event that happens on the first Monday in May. It happens in New York City at the Metropolitan Museum of Art. It is a charity event raising money for the costume department, I believe. The ticket to get into this event is a whopping $70,000+ per seat. So it is a night that has been known to be one of fashion's biggest nights of the year. It's a very extravagant. People will walk the red carpet and it is iconic. They will walk the red carpet in the most ostentatious, is that even the right word? Am I even using that correctly? I don't know. Dress. Men will come in their regular black and white tux. But it is a night to be creative, and I will be honest, I think that raising money for charity, for the costume department, for art, is something that is insanely important, and I highly commend that. I think the freedom of expressing yourself and raising money, I think they raise over $1 million per year for the department. It keeps the department running, having the Met Gala happen every single year. So it is a good cause. But after me saying that, it is also an event known to be now infamous in the way that celebrities will go show their wealth in the most insane ways, having a purse made out of ice costing $22,000 and it melt away, and that $22,000 going down the drain, wearing diamonds and pearls and necklaces that are millions of dollars. It is a show of insane wealth and abundance. And that is something that a lot of people cannot ignore and have not ignored for the last decade plus. That is what the Met Gala has been infamous for, more so than it being a charity event. The theme this year was actually based on a short story. Okay, book channel, we're still talking about books. The official theme, the official dress code was the Garden of Time. It is a short story by J.D. Ballard. The Garden of Time unfolds in a world where a count and a countess uses time flowers from their garden to manipulate time time to keep a menacing mob at bay. Once a bloom is plucked, they wind back time, but as their supply of time flowers dwindles, the inevitability of the mob becomes imminent and their demise happens. That's basically the summary of the story. The meaning of the story is a critique on the upper middle class and how they use exorbitant displays of wealth through beautiful things as a facade against the indiscriminate and inevitable force of time. It's also a metaphor for climate change and overconsumption and how this couple is plucking these flowers, using it and using it and using it, having all of that greed to a point where we can't do anything about it anymore. Having this as the theme for the Met Gala, a critique on the upper class, the exorbitant displays of wealth. The irony is not lost upon me, and it was not lost upon the millions of people who tuned in to watch the Met Gala. Enter Hailey Bailey and enter TikTok. Influencer Hailey Bailey, with around 10 million followers on TikTok, now less, posted an innocent TikTok video with her in her Midsommar-like dress. That is literally all I could think about when I saw that. I was like, that is so Florence Pugh in Midsommar, but whatever. Very innocent video, or she thought it was very innocent, with her zoomed in saying, "Let them eat cake," zooming out and showing the extravagance of her dress. After posting this video, she got lots and lots of hate. This video in particular created a snowball effect to a bunch of netizens. Watch Stephanie Sue a lot, and I just figured out what the word netizens was, being a stupid ass bitch, but I figured out what that word was. All us people from the internet decided to block celebs, hence the block out of 2024. Why is everybody mad at this video? Why is everybody blocking celebrities after the Met Gala, after Hailey Bailey posts this video? Let's take a little history lesson back in time to the Marie Antoinette quote, "Let them eat cake." This quote was a famous quote allegedly said by the Queen of France. She said this during the French Revolution while people were starving and could not even afford bread. She mocked them and said, "Let them eat cake," while she was sitting in her castle high and mighty and her people were suffering. Knowing the context of that quote, showing a TikToker go to the Met Gala at this point in time with the state of the world how it is right now, people were utterly aghast. People hated it, thought she was mocking the people. Everybody just was over it. They've had enough and decided to do the block out of 2024. A change, a shift, perhaps, we don't know, it's too early to tell, in internet culture. The juxtaposition of having extreme wealth, the irony using a Marie Antoinette quote for the Met Gala, the irony of the Met Gala theme being about exorbitant wealth versus people suffering, a mob angry. The irony was not lost, and it set the perfect snowball effect for things to happen the way that they did. Now everybody is blocking celebrities. That is end of part one. Why is everybody mad? What do I mean by what is the state of the world right now? What is going on? What does the Met Gala have to do with it? What does exorbitant wealth versus people suffering have to do with it? Why are people so angry? Part two, the crisis. I have talked about this in previous videos on my channel. I believe it was the Manacle videos. I talked about what is happening in Palestine. If you don't know anything that's happening, just at least understand what is going on in the slightest and how an entire people is dying. Thousands and thousands of women, children, and men are dying. Whole lineages are being lost right now. And if you have any doubt about where I stand with Palestine. I stand with the people. I stand with humanity. And I want to make that abundantly clear. Am I the most educated person in the world? No. I do my best to stay informed. I do my best to listen and to keep an open ear and an open mind about every single subject. I think that is very important. I pride myself on having an open mind, and I honestly don't ever like to really say my opinions out there too much because I'm always scared that I'm wrong. I'm literally always scared that I'm wrong, and I hate getting into debates with people. It scares me. If people start hitting me with facts, then I'm like scared. I'm like, I cannot do this. I'm just saying what I'm saying. I know what I know, and those things are facts. I don't have all of the facts with me. What I can say is that right now, an entire people is being wiped off the face of the earth, and it's horrible. This is things happening in Gaza. At the state we are right now, this has been an ongoing thing that has happened for centuries. After the events of October 7th, it was not the first event to happen. Whatever happened on that day was horrible. It was tragic. So many lives were lost, and so many lives from before that day and after that day have been lost in this crisis. But it is past politicalness. It is just about people dying. This is my opinion too. What happened to the original plot of the story, right? What happened to those hostages? Are they not potentially bombing their own hostages? At the state that we are in right now, everyone on the internet, everyone and their mom is talking about all eyes on Rafah. What is Rafah? Rafah is the most southern part of Gaza. It is near the border by Egypt, and it was a place Israelis told Palestinians they would not bomb. They said, you need to get out of the north of Gaza, so you need to move south to get to a safer place. And now they are there, and promises were not kept. They are bombing the south of Gaza. It's very clear what is happening right now. I think the state of the world as it is at the moment is that people feel utterly helpless. That is where I stand. That is what I know. If I'm misinformed about any information, please let me know. I just want to be as right as I possibly can be, but I don't have all the information, and I don't want to say anything that I don't know and spread false information. What I know is that thousands of people are dying every single day. There should be a ceasefire, like literally. So that is part 2. That is the crisis. Now I want to get to part 3, all of the leading questions and all of the discussions that I want to talk about and have with you guys in this open discussion. All of the things put together. We have the Met Gala. We have this exorbitant, excessive amount of wealth. We have Hailey Bailey posting this video. And do I think she did anything wrong? Honestly, my opinion, I don't think she did anything necessarily wrong. I think she was having the time of her life at the Met Gala, wanted to show off her pretty dress. It was Marie Antoinette inspired, and she decided, let me post this famous quote that Marie Antoinette wrote while I feel very pretty in my dress and post it to my 10 million followers. And I don't think that that is a horrible thing to do. I don't think you should not live your life and be happy, celebrate life when you can. I don't think she did anything necessarily wrong, and I don't think she was mocking the people by posting that video. I do think she just became the catalyst for everything else that happened after that. This juxtaposition between wealth, poverty, of crisis. Are celebs obligated to speak up? If you have a platform, if you are an influencer or a celebrity or a wealthy person, should you speak up? Are you obligated to speak up about issues like this? I don't think you are obligated to. You technically don't have to. As an actor, no matter how famous you are, your job is to act. If you're a singer, your job is to sing and to perform. Songwriter, same thing. Influencer, your job is to sell products. Your job is to influence people to buy certain products. You are not obligated to talk about the state of the world and how it is. Knowing all of that, I think I understand where people are coming from and how they feel so helpless right now. We see video after video after video of people dying, and all we can do is just watch from our phone screens. All we can do is donate money. We don't even know if the money we are donating is actually doing anything to help. We have Operation Olive Branch. We have all of these GoFundMes happening. We have college campus after college campus after college campus protesting and protesting and protesting. Sometimes it feels a little bit helpless. Not living through that situation, we feel helpless to do anything about it. We put that on celebrities and we say they are not saying anything. They need to speak up. That is 100% valid for feeling angry and for thinking that way. That's my personal opinion. You can obviously let me know down below. I don't think they are obligated to do that. But I think by those people saying they don't have the influence to actually make a change is utter bullshit. If Taylor Swift brought her army out here and said something, that would 100% make a change. People will follow Taylor Swift to her deathbed. They know every single little fact about her. They will spend thousands of dollars for her. And she could probably donate millions and millions of her own dollars to the cause, could potentially save thousands of lives if she spoke up. Understand why people feel helpless and why they are now doing what is called the Block Out 2024. Block Out 2024 is that after Hailey Bailey posted her video in her Met Gala dress saying let them eat cake, hundreds of people stitched the video and said, hey, how about we just hit celebrities where it hurts the hardest and block them? Just block every single one of them because they're following the way that they make money. It all comes from us, from the people. Why don't we just block everybody who's not saying anything, who is not using their voice when people are hurting? Because if we block them, it affects their bank account. And that is what people have been doing right now. And ironically enough, after people started blocking out celebrities, now celebrities are coming out of the woodworks and speaking up. So it's working. Not Lizzo posting a video saying you should donate and help raise money for this GoFundMe when Miss Girl is a millionaire and could have just hit the goal of the GoFundMe herself. She could have just donated and hit the goal herself. When celebrities do speak up, it does make a difference and they do make an impact. Everything that's happening right now, the blockout, discussion about the Met Gala, seeing a video of dead bodies, seeing another video, a $30 million dress, is just crazy to see in concurrence happening at the same time with each other. This begs another question for me about parasocial relationships. I guess this can lead back to how I've been obsessing over K-pop recently and me being delusional thinking I have a chance with any of those men when in reality, like, I don't, but in my head, okay, all they gotta do is meet me. If they meet me, they'll fall in love. It's just easy as that. It's just because they haven't met me yet, but I'm like their love of their life. That's my delusion. And parasocial relationships are delusional. It's just all of us living in delusion. In reality, having this relationship with celebs and influencers and people who really do not know us at all, it's crazy because of how strong it is. I see people saying Zendaya, Taylor Swift, you should block them because they haven't spoken up about anything. And then them saying, oh, me blocking Zendaya, that would hurt the most. When in reality, Zendaya does not care about us. Zendaya does not know us personally. Do I think you should block all celebrities? That is a choice if you want to make on your own. You can do whatever you please. Celebrities are not obligated to speak up, but they should because they actually do make a difference if they actually cared by them knowing that they make a difference. They can't feign ignorance to think that they don't make a difference. They know that they do. They know that they can sell albums within minutes. They know they can sell out arenas in seconds. They know the power that they hold. They know they can make a difference. The fact of the matter is that they don't care. They really, truly don't care enough to say it. In that way, it's completely valid to block them. Like, having it hurt to block people who have no correlation to our own personal lives is kind of a crazy 21st century thing to happen. You should speak up about things that are important to you. It just isn't important to them. On top of posting things that is important to you and causes that is important to you and staying educated on these things, making the biggest impact that you think you can do is great, but it's also not a bad thing to live your life. People should be allowed to live their lives and be happy about their life, do things that make them happy, post things that make them happy. I don't think that that in itself is also necessarily a bad thing. In the world happens all of the time. Things right now are horrible and you should speak up about it, and everybody should speak up about it and talk about it and donate, and the list goes on about the things that we should do. Don't feel guilty for living your life knowing that we can watch these videos of people suffering and families being destroyed and going through all of this, and we can click away from that, which is something that they cannot do. They can't just swipe up, escape it. That is their daily life. That is something that they live every single second of every single day. In a way, maybe it's just me personally, maybe it's the people around me or everybody on the internet as well, is that we have a sort of guilt living our own life while they are suffering and being happy and finding moments of happiness in the chaos of the world right now. Going to the Met Gala and having fun at the Met Gala is not a bad thing. You can have fun, you can promote a brand, you can spend $72, $75, I don't know how much that ticket, $75,000 on a ticket to eat at the Met Gala and donate money to the costume department there, that is all fine and dandy. If you have exorbitant amounts of wealth, it is what it is. If they want to live their life that way, it is what it is, and we shouldn't hate on them for that. We shouldn't hate on people for being happy. Find moments of happiness where you can, but we should also be mindful of the impact we can make. And as other celebrities and internet people, the impact that you are able to make as a person is large, and where you want to stand in history when all is said and done. Last thought, it seems more often than not, we are making bad people famous. Maybe we should be more mindful of who we are platforming and who we are making famous, and are they good people? Do they care about anything besides themselves? There is more so than not famous people getting canceled, having Twitter posts come out of them being fatphobic, doing blackface, being racist, being sexist, being homophobic, way too often than should be. There has been so many times where I've seen apology video after apology video after apology video. And how is it we are platforming these people? How did we get to this point? Why does it always seem to be that we are platforming people who end up being not so great of people and not that nice of people? I'm not gonna say that about every single celebrity out there, but it seems like it happens a lot. The reason is probably that being on social media is a very selfish thing to do. Technically, me, what I'm doing right now is talking to a camera and talking to myself. A very one-sided conversation, right? I love to read the comment section. I love to hear what you guys say, but technically, I'm not getting any feedback in real time. I am just talking and I'm speaking into the void, asking people to listen to me. It's a very selfish idea to do. A lot of these jobs, the job of being an influencer, of TikTok, of YouTube, is very much like, hey, look at me, see me. I post about books. I post about my thoughts on books. Having a YouTube channel is very much a selfish thing for me to do. All in all, thinking about that and thinking about internet, it makes sense that more likely than not, we're going to be platforming people who are only selfish and only care about themselves, because that is how the job starts. That is just the foundation of the job. Maybe what I'm trying to say in that sense is we should be more mindful of who we're platforming, of who we're listening to, all of the people that truly do make an influence in our everyday lives, the music we listen to, being a better person and a good person in general. That's my ramble of the day. That's my little talk that I wanted to talk to you guys about. Let me know all of your thoughts below. If you have any GoFundMes of any charities, of any links to talk about the crisis in general and the history of it, if you don't know the history of it and what's going on right now at this moment in Rafah, link them below if you can. I'll pin it. Let's just have that conversation. It's a conversation that needs to be had. Thank you so much for watching. Stay happy, stay healthy, take care of yourself, but also think about the world as a whole. Okay? So thank you so much for watching. I will catch you in the next one.